I have great news for the Honda Accord. For 2025, we got some important new features that we've been asking for years now. Is it everything we wanted and more, or is it still a buck short and a dollar short and a day too late? Is it too little too late for the Honda Accord? Let's get into it. For 2025, we have updates. We're also going to talk about the EV hub in Ohio. The embargo ended on it just a couple days ago, so I'm excited to talk about some of the new details there as well. And we're also going to talk about the price differences between 24 and 2025 Accord. And keep in mind, I have just driven the new Civic Hybrid hatchback. I'm under embargo on it until just a few days from now. All right. I'll be able to share those videos in the coming days, so I can't talk too much about that vehicle. All right. New for 2025, Honda Accord SE adds sporty styling and standard tech features. All these Accords are arriving at Honda dealerships today, the 25 model. And in fact, check this out. If I go and build and price, the builder is up. The builder is up here, and maybe we'll play with this at the end and compare it to something like the Camry that I just drove. And let's look at the sporty styling here of the SE. Now, keep in mind, the EX is gone. It's replaced by this SE. I mean, it kind of looks like the Sport model with smaller wheels. Because it has like the blacked out window trim, kind of blacked out wheels here that we saw on the non-hybrid models. We still have the smaller wheels here. It looks like the Sport hybrid with smaller wheels, but I'm still not a big fan of the Accord's looks, and this SE model is not going to change my mind. We'll get more to the new SE trim here in a little bit. All Accords now come here, guys. This is a drum roll. They come standard with rear air conditioning vents. This was almost impossible to find unless you got the touring model. And then some people said they weren't even available on the touring model. I'm not 100% sure. I just know it was really, really difficult that air conditioning vents could be had on the Accord. And now we have USB-C ports on top of that. Previously, I don't think any of those were essentially available on the entire Accord lineup. These things are standard with the Camry. The base Camry, which is around $30,000, has these things, okay, in the back row. And the Accord at any price trim previously didn't have them. So huge addition. The Sport adds standard heated front seats and wireless phone charger, okay. The hybrid electric models represent over 50% of Accord sales in 2024, but in 2024, this is a year the Camry went full hybrid. So 100% of hybrid sales for the Camry, they're hybrid. I don't know if I said that right. Pricing starts at $28,295 for LX. So let's get right into the pricing, and we'll talk about the price jumps. There are always price jumps, just about. There are exceptions, but especially for Honda, it seems like. So LX goes up $400. SE replaces the EX trim. It goes up $650 over the old EX. The hybrids here, this is not what Honda needed. Honda needed a cheaper hybrid for their lineup. Yes, the Sport gets, what is it? It gets heated front seats and it gets the wireless charger. The wireless charger is standard on the Camry, even on the $30,000 base Camry LE. Okay. Sport hybrid here gets that, as well as heated seats, which heated seats and heated steering wheel are an option on the base Camry LE for around $31,000. And check out how much this costs over a base Camry. We're about $35,000. Look at the base Camry LE here. Starts at $28,000. Add $1,000 for the destination handling and packaging, or whatever, DHP, whatever they call it. It gets it to about $29,500. So we're at $29,500 for the entry-level hybrid for the Camry. If you want the SE with the bigger, sportier wheels to compete more directly against the Accord, yes, go ahead and compare that. Again, this is more like a $32,000 car. We're still $3,000, $4,000, sometimes $5,000, depending on the trim level, less than the entry-level hybrid here on the Accord. that is tough. And I can't recommend the LX or the SE unless you get some stupid, crazy lease deal. The CVT and the turbo, they're just not good enough. When the hybrid here is a fantastic powertrain, it's torquey, it's quick, it's not the most responsive, and I need to test that more with the new Civic, by the way. But this 40 miles per gallon Accord is a far better experience on the hybrid than it is on the turbo CVT combo. And so I can't even recommend. So to me, in my mind, the Accord starts at about 34,750 and the Camry starts at about 29.5, so 29.5. It's a $5,000 difference. Are you getting that much better? No, it's not that much better of a vehicle. In fact, in some ways, it's not quite as good. The Camry has all-wheel drive as an option. I mean, I've made videos on this, so I get really fired up on the Accord because the Accord is just not good enough, even though for 2025, they're giving it some of the things that I've complained about a lot. So I'm grateful for that. The problem is it's just too expensive. I would rather be getting a CRV hybrid front-wheel drive than those Accords. I'd rather be getting the Civic hybrids over that Accord. It's a much better price for a similar hybrid experience, except it's the Civic's actually more fun to drive, a lot more fun to drive than the Accord. So anyways, let's just keep reading. I don't want to beat a dead horse too much. Top-end Accord Touring gets a heated steering wheel. I can get that on a Camry LE with heated seats and remote access. I think it also has auto-dimming mirrors at that point, as well as a power front seat. That can all be had, I remember, for around $31,000, okay? And to get a heated steering wheel here, you got to spend over $40,000. All right, let's break down this Accord SE a little bit more. Again, I can't recommend it unless you get a killer deal on it because the turbo CVT can't hold a candle to Honda's hybrid system for NVH. It can't hold a candle to it in terms of fuel economy and overall power as well. But you get the 17-inch wheels there. We mentioned all the blacked out garnishes. It has heated front seats. It has a moonroof. It has dual climate control, 10-way power seat with lumbar control, which is kind of nice. Typically don't see that on a car of that price point. 8-speaker audio. LX and SE are equipped with a 10-inch driver information interface, or an MID, multi-information display. That's the instrument cluster behind the steering wheel. And then they have a tiny 7-inch touchscreen, which, again, I'm not too worried about. Screens are a dime a dozen, regardless of the size of them at this point. A lot of people like to roast Hondas or Toyotas because their entry-level screens are small. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much. I'd rather have a really high quality screen with OLED technology. But yeah, that's neither here nor there right now. The 7-inch screens don't come with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless. They have to be wired in. So I'll see you guys down below on the new Accord. It is better, but it is still, like, the price increases are just tough for me to swallow here. When the vehicle, essentially, my mind starts with the Sport Hybrid. It's $5,000 more to get into an Accord Hybrid than it is a Camry Hybrid. All right, so yes, wait for my Civic Hybrid driving impressions. Will it make this Accord Hybrid and the Accord by itself completely irrelevant? We'll see. All right, but let's finish up with the EV Hub in Ohio. What's some exciting stuff? Well, actually, this morning, before I got to this news article, this morning I've been driving the Prologue. The Prologue is Honda's first EV, mass market EV, I should say. And it's fine. It's good in a lot of ways. It has quite a few shortcomings. And for Honda fans, one of those shortcomings is that it is built by General Motors in Mexico. Okay. I mean, most people are not going to care, but Honda enthusiasts don't want Honda cars being built by someone else if they can help it. This is going to change everything for Honda's EVs and non-EVs, this EV Hub, because this production line You can have, let's say, a Civic Si and a Civic Hybrid, and then you have, let's say, a Prelude, not Prologue, that's what I drove today, a Prelude Sport Coupe Hybrid, and then you could have Honda's 0 Series EV and maybe an Acura EV. They're all going into one assembly line here. They took out assembly line 2 and revised the entire plant to have a flexible assembly line where they can just churn out anything at a high rate regardless of its platform or powertrain. It's very, very novel of them, I would say, for production, at least from my understanding. We know the first EV coming is Acura's EV late 2025 from the EV Hub in Ohio. We do have a video here. I don't know how long it is. It's 49 seconds. We have these die-cast machines, or you could say gigacasters, that are being installed in these plants. 6,000 tons, not 6,000 pounds, 6,000 tons of high pressure casting machines are being installed in this plant. I think they said 6. So you have 6 gigacasters here in this plant, and it's a game changer. They're going to be able to produce these EVs very, very efficiently, reduce costs, improve the rigidity of these vehicles, because the IMU, I think is what they call the IPU. IMU is a motorcycle safety term for technology there, but the IPU, integrated power unit for Honda, the batteries are encased in a structural pack that forms the base of the vehicle. We see this, I think, in Tesla Model Y, for example. So, Honda's getting their own technology sorted out here for EV assembly lines. But I'll go ahead and put this in the description if you guys want to read more about it. I really would like to tour this plant. I believe tours are going to start opening in January, or early next year. So fingers crossed I'll get to tour this new EV hub from Honda in Ohio, when they're investing billions and billions of dollars there on battery plants, assembly lines, revising their engine plants in that area as well in order to make these next generation EVs. I can't wait to see you in the comments, especially when it comes to the new Accord. Would you take it over the Civic Hybrid? Would you take it over the Camry Hybrid? I'll catch you guys in the comments. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, because there's so much news coming. Like I said, my Civic Hybrid driving impressions. There goes my camera. There we go. Civic Hybrid driving impressions are coming up in just a week or so, as well as Civic Si. Gosh, I can't wait to talk about both of those cars. They're very, very, well, I'm under embargo, so I can't say anything. So yeah, I'll see you guys. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Have a great day and peace.